Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is going to be a recent finds video. Just some stuff I've picked up over the last few weeks. Um, yeah, just recent finds. One thing I probably will be doing, just to kind of keep an eye out, I've done a number of responses to subscription or subs contests over the past few weeks, and it just kind of made me think, I typically don't pay that much attention to how many subs I have because I don't really go to my channel and stuff like that. Um, Usually, when I come to YouTube or I'm communicating, it's just in response to comments that people are leaving on my videos. So, I posted another response video today for John's contest, and it just made me think, let me go see how many subs I have. I haven't looked at that since forever. And I just crossed over 4,500 subs. Just and again, just completely and totally did not realize that. So I thought, hey, I need to do a 4,500 subs contest. So I will be doing that sometime soon here in the near future. Not even necessarily because I want to do a contest, but more so just because I do want to acknowledge and thank people that have actually subscribed to my channel, and all of those of you that watch and take the time to hear anything I have to say about anything. For all you that cut me slack on my funky music taste, I can put a Taylor Swift album up there and I don't catch hell from anyone. So, that's greatly appreciated. And yeah, I just want to kind of give that appreciation back in some form. And probably the best way to do it is to have a contest and just really acknowledge all you guys. So, really appreciate that. And just like I said, kind of keep an eye out. I'll come up with some ideas and get something here within the next few days and kind of get my contest rolling. So let's just jump into recent finds. Some of this stuff is new stuff I've ordered. Some of it is actually a number of things are replacements, things that I got rid of recently or even a couple years ago and just finally found nice mint copies to replace them with. So this was a really good haul. I'm still, of course, going through the purge. I mean, you guys have been hearing that, and I'm over halfway done now. I just have my jazz section to go through, and my R&B section to go through, and my blues, and punk. Well, those are kind of smaller sections though. But yeah, once I get through that, I'm done. So I've gone through a lot of records, and already cleared out what 1, 2, 3, 4. In the last month or so, month or two, I've cleared out 5 cubes. Yeah, 5 of the Expedit, Kallax, whatever you have, IKEA cubes. I've purged a lot, and it's felt good too. I'm really happy with where my collection's going. But what's playing in the background, in case you're curious, is this right here. Red shape square there. Not a band that I was really that familiar with, but again, I was doing my regular half-price book visit the other day, and this was one that they had. It was like marked down to just $2 or $3, and I was like, huh, cover looks interesting. Let me check it out. Listen to a couple songs on my phone, and really kind of liked it. So I've only heard the first LP so far, but again, it's really good stuff and something new that I've discovered, and only for a few dollars. That was a nice addition to the collection. So that's what's playing in the background. All right, so let's move into the finds here. Found this copy of Alice Cooper, Prince of Darkness. I think this came out like 1989. It's just kind of a compilation LP. I've never actually seen a copy before myself, but I don't know if it's pretty common or not. But great songs like Prince of Darkness, Teenage Frankenstein is on here, just kind of some classic Alice stuff. Also, a really good live version I was listening to the other day. Oh, of Billion Dollar Babies is on here too. So that's a nice addition to the Alice Cooper collection. And actually, while we're on that, let me just go ahead and skip to this one. This is one I've been needing to replace for probably 2 years now, 2 or 3 years. But I found a nice mint copy of Alice Cooper's Killers. So that was a nice find as well. I mean, of course I've stumbled across many copies of this all over the place, but never one that was, like mint condition. So especially for the price I was willing to pay for, because it's not my favorite Alice album, but of course, it's a solid classic Alice album. So that was a very good pickup. And of course, it's a lot easier too to pick up some of this stuff when you're buying things off with with trade money as opposed to actual money, if you will. So let's see here. This was a nice, not thrift store, flea market find. Picked this up for $1. It's called One of a Kind. It's just kind of a compilation album. But one of the reasons why I picked it up was because it has the song Drift Away by Dobie Gray on here, which is something I don't have on vinyl or cassette. I'm sorry, or CD. So it was nice to finally get a copy of that. And then, other fun stuff like The Lion Sleeps Tonight, One of a Kind by the Spinners, just good time. Charlie's Got the Blues, just fun stuff like that. A great album just to put on in the background when you need some background music when you're doing stuff around the house. You just want some good old fun type of stuff playing. Another one I've been wanting for quite some time, so it was great to find a mint copy of this. Steely Dan's Can't Buy a Thrill. Fantastic. Well, all of Steely Dan's stuff is fantastic. But yeah, I've been wanting a copy of this for so long. So to find a mint copy for only $4 on top of that, fantastic. So that was a really good addition. I really want to get all, which I think I'm pretty close to having all of Steely Dan's studio albums on vinyl. There were a couple that I had purged a while ago because of the condition. I'm trying to remember the ones I need. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But move right along to the Allman Brothers Band. Enlightened Rogue, another good addition to the Allman Brothers collection. Definitely a solid album by them. Very strong Southern rock and blues influence on this album. But it's the Allman Brothers doing what they do. So, and I love that album artwork too. Very nice. Next album here. This was funny too because just a few videos ago I was doing a response to John's contest, and I pulled out a CD for one of the answers, and the comment that I made was that I don't have it on vinyl because I got rid of my copy a long time ago due to condition or whatever. And then I think it was that next day or the day after when I happened to pick it up, and I was like, bam, there it is. So it was nice to get a copy of this on vinyl, which is Blue Cheer. Of course, you guys all know this album. But a slightly later press, not a newer reissue, but mint condition, which is very nice. I think it's a Holland pressing actually, but yeah, Summertime Blues, the whole nine. So you guys know this album inside and out. So that's another really, really great addition there. Little Yes Shows. It's kind of a 2 LP set. Just a live 2 LP live album. So this is kind of one of those classics you need to have if you stumble across it. Let's see, what else here? What else to go here? Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. Picked up a copy of that. And again, it's one of those albums I'm sure you guys know inside and out. Wish You Were Here, Have a Cigar, all that good stuff. And here are two that I was really excited to get, and actually came in a bit early because I ordered these a while ago off of eBay, and my understanding was the release date wasn't until the 19th of this month. So when they popped up on my doorstep a few days ago, I was like, what is this? But really exciting too, because all the Maiden stuff from 1990 on is being reissued, which of course is awesome. And one of the first ones that they've released here is the X Factor, which is really cool because the one Maiden studio album that I do not have on CD is the X Factor. And so just the fact that I was able to get this on vinyl before CD, I just never would have figured that. But yeah, this is some of those Maiden years that aren't quite as well known to people in general. Of course, to core Maiden fans, they do. But yeah, it's just really exciting that they actually put this back on vinyl. 2 LP set, 180 gram black vinyl. I don't know exactly what it sounds like yet because I haven't opened it or listened to it at this point, but you know, quite frankly, regardless, just the fact that they got it back on vinyl is awesome. And these releases are coming as part of, and I've mentioned this I think in a video already, of the new Maiden box set that they're putting out, which I believe is the studio albums from I think 1990 on, all the way up through Souls, their most recent release. And it's going to be just like, you know, the one they did for the earlier LPs, like right there, except it's a little bit bigger because it's like 12 or 13 albums that are in there, but they're reissuing all of those. So again, if you're a Maiden fan, make sure you keep an eye out. I think the next set of releases are coming out sometime in June, early or mid-June, and then I think there's one more after that, but they're doing like everything. So for this first one, it's the X Factor, and then this one here, Virtual, was also released. Same thing, 2 LP set, 180 gram vinyl. And then the others that have come out as of this first release, just like with the box they did here, they're doing the same thing with this new one, where you get the box that can hold all the LPs, and it comes with Fear of the Dark and No Prayer for the Dying. So those two will be included inside of the box and have already been released with these. So again, just for Maiden fans, good information to know. Moving right along, this was a great replacement copy because I've always have a hard time finding a mint cover with this one. But Head East, Flat as a Pancake. Fun album right here. Probably definitely my favorite Head East album. And my favorite song by Head East, which is Never Been Any Reason, is on this album. So again, nice to find I've had a mint LP for quite some time, but just never could stumble across a perfect cover. So it was really nice to grab that. And I was just, you know, you do so much shopping and so much digging. I remember one time I was near Chicago and was digging in this store and came across one, and I pulled it up, and of course the front looked perfect and everything. I was like, yes, you know, it's only like $2 or $3, and turned it over, and like somebody had wrote their name and like a note and everything across the back of it, and I was like so ticked off. I was like, God dang it. So yeah, it was really good to find a good clean copy of that. Next we will go to Jethro Tull. This is Broadsword. Not an album. Hold on just one second, guys. I need to flip the vinyl over, or start it over, maybe. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. But this is an album I just was not that familiar with, quite frankly. I mean, matter of fact, when it comes to my knowledge of Jethro Tull, once you kind of leave and start getting far beyond Aqualung in either direction, I'm just not that knowledgeable and don't really know that much. So saw this, and of course the album artwork just completely caught me right off the bat, and I, you know, spun it in the store for a little bit, and so it was pretty cool. So I was very, very happy to pick that up. And it was really impressive too. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head right now. I'm not going to recall, but I was actually playing this in the background of one of my recent videos, and it wasn't very loud at all, and somebody was kind of eardropping and picked it out, and I was extremely impressed because I didn't think it was, you know, that easily recognizable, especially with the volume level that I was playing. So good ear, man. If you let's see, moving right along. David Ruffin at his best, just kind of a greatest hits, which covers some of his years with the Temptations as well as some of his solo career. You know, he was one of the original Temptations. Amazing voice. I mean, this guy could do it. I mean, he had a voice and a half. So on this album, you have stuff from his solo career, like My Whole World Ended, which is probably my favorite song from his solo career. And then you have a lot of Temptation stuff on here too, because he was the one that sang lead on Ain't Too Proud to Beg and My Girl and I Wish It Would Rain. I mean, I'm sure you guys know those songs by the Temptations. He was singing lead on all of those. So yeah, that's David. He's an amazing artist, amazing voice, and it's kind of sad that he had some of the addiction problems and things like that, which really took his life a little too early. But at the same time, he left a legacy for sure. So that was a really nice find. This was a one that I found, which anytime I find anything mint by these ladies, I always want to pick it up because it's not easy to find. But the Flirts, I don't know if any of you know this group or not, but just an 80s girl group, you know, kind of the poppy, fun 80s new wave, you know, all that type of stuff. Matter of fact, most of you probably know the band from the song "Don't Put Another Dime in the Jukebox." You know, that was the Flirts. So that's not on this album, but that's probably the one song most people know by then. But yeah, I saw this the other day and just figured, hey, only a couple bucks, I'll pick it up. It's in great condition, and yeah, just the same old fun 80s ladies. Another one of those half-price books, markdown buys. Blue October. This is the song Home. I mean, I know the band name, of course, but I mean, really, I had not heard or paid much attention to anything since, was that Foil? Was that album they had some time ago? But I mean, just really hadn't paid much attention to them at all. And saw this album, and again, just thought, well, Blue October, I know the name, but you know, whatever. But it was marked down from $29.99 all the way down to $6. So I thought, hey, at the very least, I better check it out. So I, you know, got on the phone, did the whole blah blah blah, and it's like, hey, that's worth a pickup for $6. But I have had a chance to listen to the whole album, and it's not too bad. It's a more mellow type album, but it really does do a nice job between a combination of a mellow feel, I mean, lyrically, I found some of the lyrics and some of the songs to be very impactful, much more than just the average new song that you discover, but some things that really touch base, some things that were really more kind of real and not lyrics that you have to dive in and interpret so much. But it really was just kind of different from song to song, but overall, it really was a pretty darn good album. So I was pretty happy with that buy. And again, just to kind of rediscover the band overall, because I had lost track of them since the 90s. Was it the 90s when they came out with that? Was it the early 2000s? Well, you guys know what I'm talking about. But anyway, move on to the last couple here. Another one that I've been looking for forever. Saw a couple of mint ones online, like on eBay and stuff like that, but I just wasn't willing to pay $15, $20 for it, even though I wanted it that bad. But Elton John, Sleeping with the Past. Love this, love this, love this, and was so happy to find a perfect copy of this. I was jumping for joy when I pulled it out of the stacks the other day. Now, this is not my favorite Elton John album from front to back, but it does have my favorite song by him, which is Sacrifice. I think that's probably Elton John's best track ever. And that's saying a lot, especially for those of you that are Elton John fans. You know, with over the decades, I mean, the stuff he's laid down has been, you know, awesome. But Sacrifice is definitely my favorite song by Elton John. I think that the song is so nice because it's so mellow, and it's almost like a calm to a degree, while at the same time it allows Elton to almost show his complete range, and it's done in such a subtle way that most people maybe that just listen to it as a general song, not an Elton John fan, may think it's just one more cheesy Elton song. But I think if you really know what Elton can do with his voice, like, you know, and kind of really know his discography, when you listen to that song, you can really hear how he just goes all over the place without really moving that much, if that makes sense. But that's what I feel and sense when I hear that song and hear him sing it. It's just freaking awesome, and the lyrics themselves are just fantastic. So I'll shut up about that. But yeah, that's definitely my favorite Elton John song without question. And then we got a copy here of Nas. You know, this is Todd Rundgren's early band. Again, not one I was very familiar with, but I was in this store, and the guy who knows me well, the guy I sell most of my stuff to on these trades, like, you know, hey, I got this new thing in, you ought to check it out, and blah, blah, blah. Gave it a listen. I was like, that's some cool stuff. So I went ahead and picked it up. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a nice, cool mixture of kind of, you know, garage rock and also like some psychedelic and just, you know, mid 60s type of rock, and just a really interesting album. And another one of those testaments and, you know, kind of thank gods for independent record stores. You know, because again, you're not going into a box store anywhere and somebody can walk up to you and go, hey, how's it going? Can I help you today? Hey, there's something you ought to check out. Come check out this Nas album that's over here. You know, it just doesn't happen. So, new discovery for me on that one, which is cool. Last LP I'll show, and this is mainly because I thought it was funny. When I was in that flea market, I stumbled across this album, which is Eric Carmen, You're Mine Tonight, or Tonight You're Mine. I'd never heard of this album before, and, you know, whatever. I mean, of course I knew Eric Carmen, but when I first pulled it out of the stacks, I just could not stop laughing between that photo and that title. I was like, Eric, what the hell, dude? And it made me laugh so hard that I thought, I gotta get that album. You know, not even necessarily to put in my collection, but maybe just to take and use as some type of just artwork on my my music room wall. So I went ahead and bought it. It's only $1, so I went ahead and bought it. And I mean, I did end up listening to the album, and it's nothing special whatsoever. But again, the artwork just cracked me up with that title. You know, I was just like, I gotta pick this up. So I thought it was funny. You know, just one more way to enjoy music beyond just the sound waves is having funny artwork that cracks you up. At that same flea market, I did pick up 3 CDs. Really quick, I'll show these here. $1 a piece, which was great, considering. Roy Orbison, The Biggest Hits. Nice sealed copy of his greatest hits, only $1. So again, excuse me, good pickup. And I've had this on vinyl for some time, so it was great to get the CD. But Eric Church, The Outsiders. Again, $1 as compared to $11.88. It looks like a Walmart sticker too, I think. But so yeah, so great dollar pickup. And this is one again that I've wanted for a long time, and I just have been waiting to find one at a price that I was willing to pay, because I didn't think it was worth, you know, $10+ that they were asking for it on most Amazon and eBay sites. So to find it for only $2, and again, disc in perfect condition, I was like, yes. But my girl, Donna Summers, you can say what you want, boy, but I love me some Donna. Love Donna. Queen of the disco, even though she had some very nice, very good R&B stuff too. But just everything about Donna Summers I've always loved. So to get this 2 LP or 2 CD set, it just has all of her career hits, and it's this anthology, just really, really great stuff. So that was a very, very exciting CD find there. But anyway, okay, I rambled on for like 24 minutes here. As always, let me know what you think, VC. And again, I'll be back sometime in the near future to do a contest video and kind of let you know what that's about. All right, so take care, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.